Welcome to Raw BodyFit Power and Strength Routine A. We'll go through 6 exercises for this routine and we'll decrease the number of repetitions for each exercise as we go. You'll begin with pivot jumps and you're performing 15 pivot jumps. So here we go, we're jumping up, touching down, both arms reaching to the sky or ceiling. The supporting knee will bend so that the hips can drop down low. The opposite leg kicks out to the side and that knee drops close to the opposite heel. We'll do 15 of these. If you need to watch the exercises first, if you're unfamiliar with them, then do so and come back and restart the workout so that you can get the full routine in, which should take about 14 minutes in total. We'll drop from 15 repetitions down to 12, then 9, then 6, and finish with 3. Your next move will be 15 tricep press-ups. So let's drop it down into a plank position. You want the core tight. You're resting the hands close to each other and lowering both forearms at the same time and pushing them both up at the same time. You can either perform this exercise from your knees or from your toes if you want more of the challenge. Remember to keep your core locked in tight and just go halfway down if this is too difficult for you. If it's too hard to rest the elbows right into the floor, just pause with a deep bend in the elbows, keeping the core tight. Your next move will be a cardio move, suicides for 15. You just need a few feet of space so that you can run across for 3 steps and then touch down, alternating the hand that touches down. So 1 repetition will be a run to the right and a run back to the left. You can count out for yourself 15 repetitions. If you need to pause the video at any time to take a water break or to march on the spot to cool down, do so at any time. You want to take 3 steps and then drop your hips low to the ground in a wide stance as you touch down for the suicide. As you can see on the screen, your next move will be 15 oblique knees in plank. And that will be a high plank position with the plank from the hands rather than from the elbows. So let's take it down. It's like a push-up position with the shoulders over the hands. And opening up through the hip, you want to drive alternating knees towards the shoulders, crunching in through the obliques. Try to get those knees up high and wide to the side as you pull it towards the shoulder. And feel the oblique muscles through the waist tighten up as you crunch that knee towards the shoulder. So 1 repetition is 1 knee to the right, 1 knee to the left. If this is difficult, again, you can take it down to your knees. You can also take it down onto the forearms if you feel like there's too much weight in the wrists or if you have any wrist problems. The next move will be a power move where you're going to perform squat jumps, jumping side to side for 15. So let's get on up. And we're squatting down with the feet wide and jumping over to the side while we reach the arms up. So 1 repetition is 1 squat on the right, 1 squat to the left. Alternating the hand that touches down between the feet. Remember to keep a long, straight spine and drop from the hips. Bend through the knees in order to keep the spine long and straight rather than rounding forward through the shoulders and eliminating the lower back arch. We always want to maintain that lower back arch. It will help with absorbing some of the impact. The next move will be push-ups, 15 of them. You can do them from your knees or from your toes. So let's lock the core in tight and get through 15 push-ups. Try to get your chest as low to the ground as possible. Try to touch the floor if you can. And then a nice strong push, full extension of your elbows. Again, if you need the knees to take it down onto, that's fine. Even if it's halfway through the set, half through the toes and half from the feet. We'll be starting the routine from the top, but dropping down in repetitions to 12 for the next set. If you need a water break after your 15 push-ups, you can take one now, pause the video, and then get on with it with 12 pivot jumps. Again, we touch down with one arm. So if the weight is being supported by the right leg, the left hand will touch down towards the right foot. And you're basically touching down to the same spot every time. If this move confuses you and you tend to want to go to the sides, place something in front of your feet and try to just keep touching down to the same spot. Next move will be 12 tricep press-ups with the hands together and in a push-up position. So hands are tight together on this one. And the hand should be in front of your shoulders to start. Then you're bending hard at the elbows and dropping the forearms. Ideally, you're getting both forearms to hit the floor at the same time and lifting both at the same time. And again, if you need to only go halfway down with this move, that will be fine. We'll move on to suicides. 1, 2, 3, and touch down for 12 reps. So shuffle across 1, 2, 3 steps and then drop your hips, bend to the knees, and touch down. Alternate the hand that touches down. We're counting out to 12 repetitions before we move on to the oblique knees in a plank position. The spine stays straight and long. Your tailbone will drop to the floor. So you're not again hunching forward, rounding the shoulders out. And this is coming to the end of the suicides. Let's take it down into a push-up position. Again, if you want to do it from your forearms, that's fine. Or if you want to do it in the high plank from the hands, take it away and drive the alternating knees towards the shoulders. Get that knee up high and wide to the side. Work your flexibility through the hips and then crunch that knee in tight to the shoulder, pulling your navel in deep to your spine. Remember, we have a muscle which wraps around the torso called the transverse abdominis muscle, and that's like a corset, so cinch that corset in to support your lower back. Next move will be squat jump side to side for 12. The feet will be wide and you're alternating the hand that touches down between the feet. A big jump up. Reach to the sky or ceiling. Use those quadriceps to power up. So push off strong and extend through your body. Make sure both knees bend equally on this move as you take it side to side. Keep your weight evenly distributed between the legs. Next move will be push-ups for 12. Try it from the toes or from the knees, whatever you're most comfortable with. Okay, and with the abdominals locked in tight, the core stabilized, the lower back neutral, give a nice strong push. Taking the chest all the way down to the floor and full extension of the elbows. So if you need to cut halfway through and drop the knees, go for it. This will complete the end of set number 2. We're going to drop down to 9 repetitions. Pivot jumps, let's try it. Touching down to the same spot every time and a big jump up. You're light on that outside foot, but dropping the knee down. Out to the side, that leg goes. We'll move on to 9 tricep press-ups after this set. So with the hands slightly in front of the shoulders, resting on the heels of the palms and bending hard through the elbows. Drop both forearms at the same time. Core is locked in tight. And moving on to suicides next. So it's 1, 2, 3 steps and touching down. Drop your hips low. Keep a straight spine. Quickly get across the floor as fast as you can before you touch down in a squat. It's 9 repetitions of suicides. Next move will be in a push-up position or high plank for oblique knees. Let's take it down on the hands, on the toes. That's the most challenging position. Next challenging would be from the forearms and toes. And lastly, you can also do it from the knees and forearms. Think about that core set muscle and cinch it in, pulling the navel deep to your spine. Here we're demonstrating the knees, resting in the knees down and pulling the oblique knees forward. So slightly modified version. And let's move on to squat jumps, jumping side to side. Think of pushing your knees out. Avoid caving in through those knees. Separate them. And we're almost at the end of this third set, so we'll be taking it down to 6 repetitions after we perform the push-ups. As you can see, this is a routine that is challenging the upper body strength and getting in some cardio at the same time. Let's take it down onto the hands for the push-ups and keep the core locked tight. Drop your chest all the way to the floor, lower your knees if you need to, and you're counting out 9 repetitions with full extension of the elbows. Strong at the top, deep at the bottom. Take a water break if you need to after your 9 push-ups. Pause the video or go right into it for pivot jumps, 6 of those. Big jump, reaching high, full extension of your hips and reaching the arms up high to the sky or ceiling. After 6 pivot jumps, dropping down, hands together, hands in front of the shoulders, and lower your forearms. Take it down and drive up through the heels of the palms. Try to keep your hips quite straight on this move. And let's go to suicides. 1, 2, 3, and touch down. 6 in each direction. Feet are wide as you touch down. The hips drop. The spine is straight. Moving on to oblique knees in a plank position. Ideally high plank from the hands, and pull the knees in tight, tight to the shoulders. Abs drawn deep. After your 6, you're jumping up, and we'll jump side to side from a squatted position. Bending at the knees, dropping low at the hips, keeping a neutral spine. And next will be push-ups for 6. Taking it down to the hands, drop the chest all the way, and a big strong push. This will complete our 4th set. We'll be moving on to repetitions of 3s. 3 pivot jumps. We'll move right along through these exercises now. 3 to each side, and then tricep press-ups. Let's take it down onto the hands and lower the forearms for 3. And up. 2 and 1. Jumping tall, standing tall, and suicides for 3. Run across and touch. 1 and run back. Here's 2 and run back. 1 more time before we drop down for oblique knees in a plank position. Let's take it to the push-up position and drive alternating knees to the shoulders for 3, 2, and 1. And standing tall, squat jumps, taking it side to side for 3 and back, and 2 and back, and 1. Dropping into push-ups from the toes. Take it out, push it out. Congratulations, you are at the end of your power and strength routine A. Job well done. Come back and join us for another workout at Raw BodyFit.